everyone. Welcome to Vishnu IAS Previous Year Question Paper Revision Day 9. In the same YouTube channel, there is another free crash course for Prelims 2020 by Vishnu sir. He will be discussing about the prelims oriented topic. And join our Telegram channel to get the info about daily current affairs. First question of the day is from 2017 question paper. With reference to the Manipuri Sankirtana, consider the following statements. It is a song and dance performance. Chimbals are the only musical instruments used in the performance. It is performed to narrate the life and deeds of Lord Krishna. Which of the statements given above is or are correct? A 1 2 1 3, B 1 and 3, C 2 1 3, D only 1. And your answer is B. That is 1 and 3 is correct. Okay, it is a song and dance performance. It is performed to narrate life and deeds of Krishna. Let's see the explanation. Manipuri Sankirtana is a form of performing art involving singing, drumming and dancing. So, first option is coming correct here. Performed in temples and domestic spaces in Manipur, it is practiced at the center of temple where performers narrate the lives and deeds of Lord Krishna through songs and dance. It is participated primarily by the Vaishnava community in Manipur and by the Vaishnava Manipuri population settled in neighboring states of Tripura and Assam. So, according to this, first and second statement is correct. First and third statement is correct. In a typical performance, 2 drummers and about 10 singer dancers perform in a hall or domestic courtyard encircled by seated devotees. The dignity and flow of aesthetic and the religious energy is unparalleled, moving audience members to tears. So, according to this, second statement is false. So, your answer is 1 and 3 is correct. Second statement is false because of this. Sankirtana is a ritual singing, drumming and dancing of Manipur was inscribed on the representative list of UNESCO Intangible Cultural Heritage of Humanity in 2013. Sankirtana works in harmony with the natural world whose presence is acknowledged through its many rituals. Okay, this is the picture how this Manipuri Sankirtana is performed. Next question is from 2014 question paper. The sales tax you pay while purchasing a toothpaste, okay, is a tax imposed by central government and state government, tax imposed by central government and collected by state government. Next is imposed by state government, collected by central government, and last option is tax imposed and collected by state government. Let's see the answer. Answer is D. That is tax is imposed and collected by the state government. Let's see the explanation. A sales tax is a tax paid to a governing body for the sales of certain goods and services. Usually laws allow the seller to collect funds for the tax from the consumer at the point of purchase. When a tax on goods or service it is paid to a governing body directly by a consumer, it is called as a use tax. So, under the financial relations between the union government and the states discussed in the articles 268 and 293 of the Constitution of India, sales tax is imposed and collected by the state government. Sales tax is imposed and collected by the state government. So, hence answer is D. Next is 2011 question. Which amongst the following provided a common factor for tribal insurrection in India in the 9th century? Introduction of new system of land revenue and taxation of tribal products, influence of foreign religious missionaries in tribal areas, rise of large number of money lenders, traders and revenue farmers as a middleman in tribal areas, the complete disruption of old agrarian order of the tribal communities. Okay, let's see the answer. Answer is D. That is the complete disruption of the old agrarian order of the tribal communities. When you see this question, all the options are little bit similar. So, read the options twice, then you can answer this kind of question. Okay, let's see the explanation. The common factor for tribal insurrection or the rebellion was the extension of settled agriculture in the tribal areas. This resulted influx of non-tribals in the tribal areas. Extension of settled agriculture led to the loss of land by the tribals, which reduced them to agriculture laborers. So, this description of the old agrarian order of the tribal communities provided the common factor for the tribal uprising. Okay, so this led to the this becomes the common factor for the tribal uprising. And major tribal and peasant movements are Santal and Munda uprising, Ika, Tibehaga, Telangana movement, Indigo revolt and Bardon Satyagraha. Okay, so these are the few famous tribal and peasant movements you should keep in your mind. Okay, this point is little important. Okay, last point. Okay, next, when you see the remaining options, it is easily found that D option is correct. Next, 2019 question. Consider the following pairs. Movement or organization leader. All India Anti-Untouchability League, Mahatma Gandhi. All India Kishan Sabha, Swami Sahajanand Saraswati. Self-Respect Movement, E.V. Ramaswamy. Which of the pairs given above is or are correctly matched? 1 only, 1 and 2 only, 2 and 3 only, 1, 2, 1, 3. And your answer is D. That is 1, 2 and 3. All 3 is correctly matched. All 3 pairs are correct. Let's see the explanation. Mahatma Gandhi set up All India Anti-Untouchability League in 1932, which later transformed into Harijan Sevak Sangh. After the second roundtable conference, British government agreed to give communal award to the depressed classes on the request of B.R. Ambedkar. Okay, it was request by B.R. Ambedkar. But Gandhi opposed this government's decision, which he considered it would divide the Hindu society. So he went on an indefinite fast in Erwada jail. And he ended this fast after signed Pune Pact with Ambedkar on September. So on 30th September, Gandhi founded All India Anti-Untouchability League to remove the untouchability in the society, which then later renamed as Harijan Sevak Sangh, which means Servants of Untouchables Society. Harijan Sevak Sangh is a non-profit organization founded by Mahatma Gandhi in 1932 to eradicate untouchability in India, working for Harijan or Dalit people and upliftment of depressed class of India. It headquartered in Kingsway Camp in Delhi with branches in 26 states across India. Next is All India Kishan Sabha, that is All India Peasants Union, also known as Akhil Bharatiya Kishan Sabha, ABKS, was the name of the Peasants' Front of the Communist Party of India, an important peasant movement formed by Sahajanand Saraswati in 1936. It later split into two organizations by the same name, AIKS Ajoy Bhavan and AIKS Ashok Road. So the self-respect movement is a South Asian movement with the aim of achieving a society where backward classes have equal human rights. It was founded in 1925 by S. Ramanathan. He invited E.V. Ramaswamy, also called Periyar, to head that movement in Tamil Nadu, India against Brahminism. So this one, self-respect movement, actually is a South Asian movement with the aim of achieving a society where backward class have equal human rights. The movement extremely influential not only in Tamil Nadu but also overseas in countries where Tamil populations is more, such as Malaysia and Singapore. So among Singapore Tamilians, groups like Tamil Reform Association and leaders such as Mr. Sarangapani were prominent in prompting the principles of the self-respect movement among the local Tamil population through schools and publications. Okay, this is from 2012. A particular state in India has the following characteristics. It is located on the same latitude which passes through northern Rajasthan. It has over 80% of its area under forest cover. Over 12% of forest cover constitutes protected area network in the state. So which among the following states have all these three characteristics? A. Arunachal Pradesh, B. Assam, C. Himachal Pradesh, D. Uttarakhand. Okay. Let's see the answer. Answer is A, that is Arunachal Pradesh. Okay, let's see how. 80% of Arunachal Pradesh area under forest cover, and it is situated between 26 degree 28 minutes and 29 degree 30 minutes north latitude, which also passes through northern Rajasthan. So 12% of the forest cover constitutes a protected area network in the state. So this satisfies all the three characteristics. Okay, let's see how this latitude pass. Okay, from this map you can see in this map, you can see the latitude 28 degree. It is passing through Arunachal Pradesh and Rajasthan. Okay, so other three will not satisfy this condition. Okay, so with this, if you are thorough with at least this latitude, then it will be easy for you to find the correct answer. Okay, so the remaining options are Assam, Himachal Pradesh and Uttarakhand. You can check with in this map. Okay, you can find Assam, okay, Assam will not pass, okay. Uttarakhand, it will not pass, and Himachal Pradesh, okay. Himachal Pradesh and Uttarakhand is above Arunachal Pradesh, okay. Assam is below Arunachal Pradesh, so it will not pass. We can confirm with this. Next question is from 2010. Consider the following: Bluetooth device, cordless phone, microwave oven, Wi-Fi device. Which of the above can operate between 2.4 and 2.5 GHz range of radio frequency band? Okay. A 1 and 2, B 3 and 4, C 1 2 and 4, D 1 2 3 and 4. And your answer is D, that is all 4. Let's see the explanation. Microwaves are electromagnetic waves with wavelengths ranging from as long as 1 meter to as short as 1 millimeter, or eventually with the frequencies between 300 MHz, that is 0.3 GHz, and 300 GHz. A microwave oven passes, that is non-ionizing microwave range radiation at a frequency near 2.45 GHz through food, causing dielectric heating by absorption of energy in the water, fats and sugar contained in the food. Okay, so microwave oven is correct. And Bluetooth and Wi-Fi devices have many applications. Okay, from this picture you can find Wi-Fi, Bluetooth and all. Okay, so this picture is a depiction of various devices using the this frequency. Okay, setting up networks, printing and transferring files. They also work in the given frequency range. All cordless sold in the US use the 1.9 GHz or 2.4 GHz band. Okay, so according to this, all 4 is correct. Let's see next 2015 question. The provisions in the 5th schedule and 6th schedule in the Constitution of India are made in order to protect the interest of scheduled tribes, determine the boundaries between the states, determine the powers, authority and responsibilities of Panchayat, protect the interest of all border states. And your answer is A, that is protect the interest of scheduled tribes. Okay, both this 5th and 6th schedule is dealing about the tribes. Okay, let's see the explanation. The 5th schedule of the Constitution deals with the administration and control of scheduled areas and scheduled tribes in these areas. This 5th schedule of the Constitution comes under the Article 244. It deals with the provisions relating to the administration and control of scheduled areas and scheduled tribes. It empowers the president to increase the area of any scheduled area in a state after consultation with the governor of that state. Okay, and the governor may by public notification direct that any particular act of parliament or of the legislature of the state shall not apply to a scheduled area. Then 10 states have 5th scheduled areas. Okay, they are Andhra Pradesh, Telangana, Chhattisgarh, Gujarat, Himachal Pradesh, Jharkhand, Madhya Pradesh, Maharashtra, Odisha and Rajasthan. These scheduled areas are inhabited by socially and economically backward aboriginals, and hence they are treated different from other areas as they need special efforts to improve their condition. The central government have greater responsibility for these areas. Next is the 6th schedule of the Constitution contains provisions concerning the administration of the tribal areas in the states of Assam, Meghalaya, Tripura and Mizoram. The 6th schedule of the Constitution was passed by the Constituent Assembly in 1949. It seeks to safeguard the rights of tribal population through formation of autonomous district councils, ADC. This ADC are the bodies representing a district to which the Constitution has given varying degrees of autonomy within the state legislature. And the governors of these states, okay, that is Assam, Meghalaya, Tripura and Mizoram. The governors of these states are empowered to reorganize boundaries of the tribal areas. They can also alter or change the names of autonomous regions without a separate legislation. Okay, so answer is A. Next is 2013 question. Recombinant DNA technology, that is genetic engineering, allows genes to be transferred across different species of plants, from animals to plants, from microorganisms to higher organisms. Select the correct answer using the codes given below. 1, 2 and 3, 1 and 3, all of this. And your answer is D. That is all of these is correct. Okay, that is genetic engineering. So what is genetic engineering is? Genetic engineering refers to the direct manipulation of DNA to alter an organism's characteristics in a particular way. Okay, golden rice is developed by transforming carrot genes to rice. So the new variety of rice contains vitamin A. In 1953, scientists discovered the structure of DNA. 1972, researchers developed a method for cutting and splicing DNA. That method became known as recombinant DNA or rDNA. Since then, researchers have learned how to move genetic material in the form of DNA from one plant or animal to another. They can also take DNA from an animal and place it in a plant, and vice versa. Vice versa means they can take DNA from a plant and place it in animal also. Okay. Next is transfer of gene or genes from bacteria to man, or vice versa. That is from man to bacteria or from bacteria to a flowering plant is possible. Hence, all three is possible. Answer is D. Next is from 2016 question paper. With reference to the Organization for the Prohibition of Chemical Weapons, consider the following statements. It is an organization of European Union in a working relation with NATO and WHO. It monitors chemical industry to prevent new weapons from emerging. It provides assistance and protection of the state parties against the chemical weapon threats. Which of these statements given above are correct? Only 1, 2 and 3, 1 and 3, 1, 2 and 3. Okay. And your answer is B. That is 2 and 3 is correct. That is first one is wrong. Let's see the explanation. The OPCW is an independent autonomous international organization with a working relationship with the United Nations. The Organization for the Prohibition of Chemical Weapons is the implementing body of Chemical Weapons Convention CWC, which entered into force in 1997. The organization was awarded 2013 Nobel Peace Prize for its extensive efforts to eliminate the chemical weapons, and the member states share the collective goal of preventing chemistry from ever again being used for warfare, thereby strengthening the international security. To this end, the convention contains 4 key provisions. Okay, 4 key provisions. They are destroying all existing chemical weapons under the international verification by the OPCW, monitoring chemical industry to prevent new weapons from re-emerging, providing assistance and protection to states parties against chemical threats, fostering international cooperation to strengthen implementation of the convention and promote the peaceful use of chemistry. So these are the 4 key provisions. Okay, according to this, second and third option are the key provisions. First one, as an organization in European Union, is wrong. Okay. Next is 2019 question. In 1920, which of the following changes its names to Swarajya Sabha? All India Home Rule League, Hindu Mahasabha, South Indian Liberal Federation, the Servants of Indian Society. And your answer is A. That is All India Home Rule League. There was another question about this in our previous videos. You can check it. Something related to Indian Home Rule movement. Okay, and their explanation is the Indian Home Rule movement was a movement in British India on lines of Irish Home Rule movement and other home rule movements. The movement lasted around 2 years between 1916 to 1918. Believed to have set the stage for independence movement under the leadership of Annie Besant and Bal Gangadhar Tilak to the educated English-speaking upper-class Indians. 1921, All India Home Rule League changed its name to Swarajya Sabha. Okay, according to this, answer is A. That is All India Home Rule League changed its name to Swarajya Sabha is the correct answer. Okay, that's all. Thanks for watching. Don't forget, do subscribe our channel. Thank you.